Hello. Hey, yes, toast to you. Hello.
We made it.
Yes, we did make it. It took sometimes, the internet and the planets, the sun, uh, the energy's bonkers
One
or
of my main
wonky, as they say.
philosophies is permission to suck.
Hey, if we go, oh,
Create,
maybe.
yeah, the three-pronged approach to creative excellence. Permission to suck. You do it really big, you learn, you adapt. You do it pretty good, you learn, you adapt, and then you ace it. So we just had ours.
We did. We did. And here we are. So sometimes it's just things that you just laugh at, and
Oh, always.
that's what's great. Yeah, you're able
I
to
laugh
do
at
that.
everything.
Um, that's the sign of a person that I would say has gotten to the other side in life. We talk about going to the other side after life, but you've reached a point where it's okay. It's all good. So thank you for being that person, Bryan, today.
Happy to fill
Two
that
thumbs
role.
up. So we're
Wow,
getting,
lots of people showing up. Good to see you guys.
yeah, we're getting lots of hellos, and they're all here to support you in the announcement. Um, we have a new show, and we're starting it next week. And Bryan is going to be hosting Be in the Light, and we're here to talk about that today. So, um, I mean, that's coming up, and you're a weekly show, so you're going to be super active on Sacred Spiral Network, and we're so blessed to have you.
I'm very, very excited. All my friends, like I feel like I'm in family now, so that's really great.
Well, you're definitely supported, and thank you for being open to sharing your gifts and sharing your group and network of people, because you've been doing the Angel Channel for years.
All that started with Michael Zinn like 3 years ago. I created two decks, a tarot deck and an angel deck, and the original show was called The Fool's Journey, and I was teaching Michael Zinn card by card, week by week through the tarot deck, and that turned out really well, and then it flowed into the Angel Channel, and it really evolved like into a really wonderful opportunity to do live practice with people and do actual live energy work and have people like feel that at the end of the show. It's been really cool, and I'm very, very happy about the evolution and extension of that into Being the Light. Yes, Evelyn, thank you so much.
Yeah, your decks are amazing. You're an artist, so you did the artwork for all your decks, custom, and they're very detailed.
Yes.
Philosophically, esoterically, archetypically, and just in the essence of its beauty.
They were the really most profound experiences of my 50 years of metaphysical journeying. It was, especially the angel deck, it was just so like, it took me, I channeled those angels every night and did automatic writing for the readings that go into it. And I shot the images during the day, and the images are kind of cool in that I charged up really beautiful clear copal incense and charged it up with what I knew about the angels and asked them to come and manifest. And I lit the incense and just shot. And all of those images on the cards are all that incense smoke and the angels actually manifesting into that. Arnie, thank you very much. And then that night, I was always shooting that in the sun. And then that night I would do whatever angel I shot that day and to do the automatic writing with it. And I did that every day for 72 days in a row. And it changed me in so many profound ways. I'm really, really, really grateful for that experience. It was wonderful. And
I would
the
love.
cards kind of hold on to that. They have a special something about them. They really do.
A lot of people are asking to see your deck, your multiple decks, and let me see if I can kind of pull really quick. I know I have your art, and there's the Wizard of Odd Tarot.
Yeah,
Here, I'm gonna
that's this one.
let's screen share.
The hardest part of the deck was not actually making the deck. It was doing this dang little manual, man. I was
I'm
exhausted.
gonna have you show it. I'm gonna have you show it, and then I'll show anything else we need to see.
Yeah,
Show.
this crazy little manual, like you would think it was like really easy, but my cards have like it's multiple divination systems. So there's like numerology, there's geometry, there's Ifa, Meiji, Odus, there's runes. So every card had like four, like it was writing 3 or 4 manuals at one time. Yeah. And yeah, that was really, really intense. Yeah. Let's see. Here's one. Oh, sorry. King of Pentacles.
And that's with like light and angles, or how did you shoot those?
Let me pull out one here where some of the cards are out. I like this one. This is the Magus of the Mind. And I lit up incense smoke. I charged up, just like with the angel thing, I charged up the incense with everything I knew about the card at the time. And then when the smoke was rolling and I've got it all backlit with the sun, I'm in the middle of it, just shooting away until my solar plexus lit up and went, wow, here you go. And most of the time, the one I thought was going to be the one turned out not to be the one. Like I'd look 5 or 6 more and go, oh my God, wow. It was a great magical experience. It really was on every level.
The cards are actually absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I would love to just showcase more so of you as an artist, really. So maybe we should focus on that for one show. But Bryan, so for Being the Light, he's going to be doing live readings. He's going to be doing energy transmissions and practicing. So people who are working on their healing skills, like he's actually going to be teaching and holding space. So it's very interactive. A lot of people, we're not doing readings tonight, but he will be doing readings next week, same
Absolutely.
time.
Absolutely.
Monday, 4:30 Pacific Standard Time. So he will be back in just a jiffy. But people are very excited. And I want to say hello to everybody coming on in. Hello, Sierra. Jennifer Rose is in the house. Kim Princess. Evelyn. Arnie. Hello.
Arnie, my brother.
Kweezy. I think I say your name like this, Eonis. Eonis. She's saying a big hello from Wales, Northern Wales.
Hola.
Hello, Allison. Michael Christopher just came in and said hi. Hello. Craig. Oh gosh, beautiful Craig. This is a testimonial. He said you healed his cancer when you were doing healing transmissions together with your energy work.
That's true.
Wow. Can we hear a little bit about that story? That's incredible.
Well, sure. one of the things I really wanted to do with the show is I've been doing like energy work, like physical energy work, telekinesis for about 20 years now, and my teacher saved my life. I was like at the edge of death, and it really gave me purpose, and cracking the wall of something you've been told is impossible all your life changes the scope of life altogether. And I really began like I've been really committed for the last 20 years. Like that's what I've done and pushed my own abilities, and the one of the ways to use those is to help healing, healing people and being able to use energy that you can make dense enough to move an object in the real world is substantial enough to make real progress happen. And Craig wound up feeling really bad. I've known him for a long, long time. And he was feeling really bad for a long time, had diabetes. And he went to the VA and they just kept giving him more and more and more metformin. I'm like, oh, what are you doing? And he just kept going downhill. And so one afternoon he was like, B, I can't hardly move, man. I can't walk 50 feet without like wanting to have to sit down. So I got all intense on him and told him to go to he lives in Iowa and I was down in Miami. So I told him to go to the emergency room. He did that. It turned out that he had like a softball sized tumor on his colon. And we went to work on it that day, and he went through his treatment. The tumor's gone. He's had years now of it not coming back. See, that's one part. Making it go away originally is one aspect of it, but if you don't get all the cells of it, it just shows back up again. And I have to say, I didn't do that all by myself. My teacher helped with that, and it was a unified effort to bring him back from the edge. It was not good. So,
but your mission is to show people that's possible. Yes,
absolutely. Not just show them it's possible, but to actually teach them how to do it. Like there's a process involved. Like with telekinetics, it's for me, I've got it like broken down to like a 4-step scenario. First of all is to be able to like understand and harness and access your own personal energy. Like it just sort of flows around with us with whatever we're doing, but it's yours to access. And that energy is actually the creative spark of the source. So when you realize that and you start working with that and start being able to get it to a point where it will do what your intent tells it to do, then you can start doing really, really, really miraculous things. Then the second part of that, I go deeply into the aura, because being able to see the aura, the bands of the aura, understand the structures of that, what those functions are, like that's the second half of your actual existence here. One part of it, I look at your aura in the way, like everything starts in the astral first and then comes to your manifest in the real world or in your physical body. So understanding what happens out there is like being able to have access to your software, and your physical body is kind of like the hardware of your computer. It makes things happen. And, we just brought up the cancer thing. Like the second band of your aura is your emotional band. And that's the one that's really big because you're always feeding it. You're always, even in your dreams, you're reacting. So,
absolutely.
So what happens, say like you and I get in a really knockdown, drag out fight. We both say things we shouldn't have said. You go home that night and go, man, that was just really ridiculous. And you let it go. Well, when we had that fight, so much energy was released. It created these kind of little black spaces in the second band. So you let it go. It just dries up and goes away, right? I circle think on it, fester on it. I won't let it go. I keep reliving it, blowing it up bigger and bigger and bigger. And every time I generate that energy, it goes to that thing and winds up growing. And then eventually it gets to like looking like a brain cell, and it has these little scallops on it and little hairs that grow off of the little scallops. And if you keep feeding it, eventually those little hairs grow down, go down through your first span, hit your physical body. And then at that point, whatever is the weakest part of your physical body, boom, all of that energy goes to and manifests that. And it's really the root cause of most disease and most things like that. And being able to understand and see that lets you help keep everything running a lot smoother, and none of that sits there and grows, and you keep that out of your whole craziness.
So, from, and how can I put that? There's inceptions of energy that can be created, and depending on how we are able to let things not grow inside of us and to be okay with where we're at and let things go, we can make sure it doesn't find a house and fester inside of us.
Well, that's one part of it, but also keeping that clean and
Yes.
physically, just like you wash your body every day. You go and take an astral shower and just clean all that stuff off. And the thing to remember is we are creators. We're creating our own universe every second of the day. And the things that we think about manifest in the astral. And if we give them enough energy, those things are the things that manifest. So if you're just keeping your thoughts on the goodness and the way you want things to be, not the way you hate and the things you don't want, but you're focused on this is how I want to be and how I want to feel and what I want to do with my energy, and you keep that flow in the positive zone, then that's the universe you're creating.
Absolutely. I think, you're promoting, and I definitely believe in the same teachings that, I mean, energy is real. And just like, right. And it's just like it's not healthy to have a cluttered home, and there's ramifications like dust builds. And then, if it gets really bad, it's like a hoarding situation. And then, God forbid, there's rats and bugs, and you have to be in charge of your space. You have to be in charge of your space, and energy has so much life force to it that it can also be leached off of, or all of a sudden there's leaks and just things pouring out of you where the house is crumbling, and maybe a neighbor's taking a brick because their house is crumbling too. And who knows? Who knows? And a lot of times we don't even know what's going on when we think we do. So it's this for real. It's this in-depth conversation, and it's important for people who have years and years of healing experience as you do to start to facilitate those conversations and let people to be able to gain their own experience. And so that's why Bryan's show is going to be unique, because he's going to let you do exercises in real time.
Exactly. And when you start to realize that and you just focus on that, you'll be amazed at the things that you're capable of doing. We have so many abilities that we leave dormant just because society has told us it's impossible and you shouldn't be going there. Okay, so let me get back on track. So first two things: energy access, understanding the structures of your aura and how to work around in that. The third one is actual grounding and cleansing processes, shielding and doing filters. Like if there's some really specific person bombing you with intention all day, like if you leave yourself open to that, you're going to wear that in your aura. So, being able to call up some energy and program that energy with that energy signature and be able to just block out that one signature, man, it's really great. Overall shielding is cool if you need super protection, but it blocks out everything else too. you know.
Yes.
So doing filters lets you be really selective about what goes on there. Okay, and then also being able to shield your house, clean your house, like those are all like really important modes. And then the very last class is actually moving an object, which in this case is a rod. Hang on one second.
Look at all that, like the drums. That's very, very cool in the background.
So I have this little. This is a lens that was out of a photo enlarger, and it has a flat black back and a raised thing. And then this is an antenna from a boom box, and that gets balanced.
Here we go. Yeah, there we go.
That gets balanced on the lens, and then with your energy, you push it around in circles and move it, stop it. Like that's how you kind of get your initial chops up for being able to move into some of the more difficult effects and stuff. But just even doing that, like everything spins. When you think about it, it's like, oh, why do I want to spin a rod for? But when you really get control of that and understand that, you know, manifesting things by going to the quantum field and spinning particles, being able to reach into the salt shaker on the other side of the room and spin the particles of that and elevate that so it goes out of phase, pull it over here and bring it into a little bottle. You know, the applications for that are kind of endless. And with those 4 skills, then you're really set. You've got a balance between your projective skills and your receptive skills, and you're ready to really pursue a serious practice. And
I think definitely you have some unique ways of offering exercises from a very different angle. So, like people develop through like psychic mediumship and teachers and meditations, and like, how can I put it? There's so many different ways to get in touch with energy, and you really started with like telekinesis and also, no, please tell me, like you're from a very different school of how you learn to deal with energy and harness it. So that's very different concepts.
well, I have a long metaphysical history and journey, and I got involved in lots of different organizations, the Golden Dawn. I really came from a magic standpoint when I was really young. And like those are all like facets of this amazing jewel. They're all really beautiful. And no matter which one you select, they all lead back to the little point at the bottom, which is the source. So, you know, doing an effect, after I first started doing it and got some skill where I could just enjoy it and not have to worry about doing it so much, I used to tell my friends it's the closest I feel to God, because you're accessing and activating the part of you that is part of God, and waking that up, man, changes everything, and elevating those abilities. Like you'll notice if you're like your natural ability is far seeing psychic, that working on your projective abilities and bringing those up like elevate everything else too. It's not like it's just a singular thing. So it really becomes a wonderful way of life. And the food, how you think about life, what way you conduct yourself with other people, and the things I'm teaching right now, like it's not book learning. It's road tested. I've been using these for decades. So I'm a, you know, I'm an Aquarian. I'm a Sag Aquarian. So I want to break it down. Like I want to know how it all works. So in my own practice, I'm kind of like really analyzing, why is that working like that? Why is that happening like that? And that's the stuff I'm really excited to share. And it feels really amazing. Like my teacher, he's beyond. His teacher is beyond. Oh my God. And you know, like I could study for the rest of every single moment of my life and never catch up to them. But it's not really about that. It's like taking your place in the chain, accepting the gifts from people that know more, changing your own life and passing those things down to other people looking for that as well. And that's what's really been great about the Angel Channel show is I throw out my little tidbits every week. And we did the telekinetic stuff in the show. And I've actually got 4 people that have been coming to the show that have sent me videos of them actually spinning the rod. I was like,
Wow.
wow,
Wow. Whoa.
wow. The whole
Yeah, like you take a very there it's almost like physical phenomena with how you're able to bring in the energy into your body and send it out. And I don't think everyone knows about that, like being an actual ability. And like some people do, but it's a whole nother
Well,
sector.
there aren't really books about this. Like the stuff I've learned from my teacher, like you can't find any of that on the internet. It's like, so you have somebody that shows you, gives you the groove, and then sends you off to like find your own activation, and actually doing it myself. And even before I started the telekinetics, I've always been a practical magician. I always wanted to, like, if it doesn't show me some effect in some way, shape, or form, whether it's psychic or whatever, like I lose interest in it very fast. So I like the things that actually work and you can see things happening for yourself and for other people. And that's the projective effects of the ultimate demonstration of that. My friend Craig, man, he's alive.
Yeah,
He
walking
had a
example.
small size tumor on his colon, man.
And that is a type of cancer that's very, very fatal usually. Um,
And
that's
recurring. That was the huge worry for me, is make sure we got all of it.
My goodness. I'm really excited to have you facilitating talks about what is possible with energy, physical manifestation, whether it's on the healing side or energetic side of learning what is possible, how we have power, how to access and connect with other power grids, even. Um, there is a question I think that's neat for Michael Christopher, and he was saying, Bryan, just curious, are you able to identify others that have healing abilities?
Well, I really worked on my ability to see auras. So like I don't turn that off and on anymore. That's like actually the thing I see first on people. And usually that kind of shows up in really specific ways in your aura. Just like you can see, like somebody's got a really bad neck ache and headache, you see the little it's really obvious where it's happening there. And then that's one of the main reasons for developing that skill, which is actually a class I teach and I'll be showing in the show how to see that, because you're not guessing in any way, shape, or form. You're going right to the source of the thing you need to work on, and that makes it a lot easier. But yeah, in answer to your question, Michael, yes. And dude, I love your work, man. You blow me away.
Michael's rocking. You said like that's a part that you see first, if I may ask. So, do you feel it? Do you see the color? Like what hits you? Like you'll be able to go more into it and see aspects at different times. I can understand that, but what hits you over the head first? Because you said you're like it's the first
I'm
thing.
really visual. Like I'm the ultimate image kid. So like I walk up to somebody, I'm seeing their light sparkle before I focus on their actual physical. And that's just a really great way of knowing how to flow through the flow.
So you see people sparkle. So like, how does that look from person to person? I'm just really I just need to know. You got me so curious. I need to
Well, everybody
ask
has
you real quick.
colors. Everybody has a vibration and a resonance that they vibrate at and a frequency. And those frequencies all like relate to, they generate, it's not photon light, but it's astral light. in different colors relating to that um, particular person's frequencies on that. So everybody's a different color. It's really very beautiful. And, I don't go walk around telling people, oh, yeah, I can see your aura, because they just think you're crazy, man. I have enough of that already.
I mean, it's real. It's real. I don't necessarily see sparkles on people all the time,
Well,
but
it's
I'll
not
see
just
like
sparkle,
colors
it's
and
a glow, man. It's
yeah,
a
the glow.
energetic glow. And it's usually the second band that you see first, because that's got the most energy in it. That's where your
Yeah.
anger and your love and your like all of those intense emotions live in there. So it's always really big. And it's always reacting to every bit of input that you get. Your aura is reacting. It was just a little bit. So it's like the turbulent sea, it's always in motion. And you can kind of like one of the ways I pick to practice, like I like to practice in situations that annoy me. So I'm in a grocery store and every day, long lines, long lines, long lines. I'm like, oh my goodness. So
Oh
I'm
my
in a
goodness.
store with it during the day with with fluorescent light, which is the worst light in the world to try to see some astral light. And I started practicing on seeing the auras of the people in front of me. And I started picking up information about them. And like now I can do that like really easily, but it was very difficult at first. But it's just like anything else. You want to get good at anything, you got to practice. Whether that's a musical instrument or drawing or like it requires repetition and practice and learning, and all of those skills are available to you if you want to put the effort towards manifesting them.
I agree. Practice, practice, practice. We're not going for perfection, but you have to open up the space. And so, one of those spaces, if you'd like to learn more about energy and actually get to practice, not just talk about it and ask questions, but do the exercises. Come to Be in the Light. That is debuting next week at 4:30 Pacific or 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and it's a weekly show. So Bryan is going to be here, just really holding space for a lot of people very frequently.
I
So
really look forward to connecting and sharing some goodness for sure. Michael's in, Mike Bud.
Michael's
There you
in.
go.
He came in right at the end of the hour, or the well, it's not the hour, but you metaphorically speaking, clutch,
Yeah.
Michael.
Really want to
Um,
send out the invitation to come and play, and you'll feel better at the end of the show than you did when you got there. So come share with us. I'd love to see you guys.
that's a great intention, and please, everybody who is asking about Bryan's work, he does so much, and you're going to get to know him further. Please go to his website, and I'll just showcase that for a second before we go. Um, Wizard of Odd Tarot. I'm in your art section
Yeah.
for just a moment. This is all your photography and also your light painting artwork. Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So that's just a taste. That's just a small thing of what he does, and it is mighty just in that. So, with that said, I guess we will bid you adieu for tonight. Thank you for coming by. And Michael is singing your praises as well. And Evelyn, I can attest to feeling better after the show.
Awesome.
Um, People are sharing the love. They really are. Is there anything you'd like people to know before we sign off for tonight, for next week?
Just remember you're always connected to the source. And that's the place of ultimate truth. And the more you go there, the brighter you'll be, man.
I'm looking to bright things from all of us. Thank you for sharing your lights, and I'm excited to further be in the light.
Me too.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Um,
Ellie. I really appreciate you including me in the family and Jennifer, all of you guys, I appreciate your work and your efforts more than I can tell you. And I'm really, really honored and grateful to be part of the team.
Thank you so much. You're a true brother, and the family grows, right? The family grows. With lots of love and hearts, we're going to bid you a good night. We have Fashionably Spiritual coming on in just about 45 minutes. So we have a busy night, but we're very excited for the new show. You're the first show of the year. And we will see you next week, Bryan, okay? Peace, everybody. Take care. Bye.